Hey everyone, it's Leanna from Love Learning with Leanna. Today I'm going to be bringing you 3 ways on how to check in with your students on a daily basis using Google Classroom. We used to be able to do this in the classroom and be able to gauge how our students were. Virtually, it's not as easy. So I'm hoping that this tool on Google Classroom will be able to help you do just that. Okay, so we're on our main page, and today we're going to focus on 3 ways to check in with your students. The first way is by an announcements. Go to the announcement section and make sure that your class is checked off, whichever one you'd like to share to. Make sure your students are all in. This is something you want all of your students to have access to. And now click where it says share with your class, and this is where you get to share your message, and it goes out to the entire class and whichever parents are connected to your classroom. So I'm going to be writing down my message. Yours can depend on whatever you'd like to share with your students. And a check-in preferably is done for the daily to see how the kids are doing, since we don't get to see them and experience how they are feeling and all that. So we'd like to do it with our students virtually. And so I'm going to be saying, keep up the great work. Please check in today, Monday, on how you are feeling. You can even add a time limit, so Monday by 12 p.m. I'm going to just keep that out, but you can definitely put that in there. My students are used to me checking in physically by giving me a rating of 1 to 10. 1 being they're feeling horribly depressed, and 10 being it's the greatest day of their life. And so they're used to that, so if I wanted to, I could put that in there. But since all of my students are used to that, I probably will not add it in there, but it might be great for you to do. Once your message is in, you can post it or schedule it for a certain day. And I can do 10 at a time and do it for every single day of the next 2 weeks and have them ready by 8 a.m. of that day, and that it will post itself. That's really great. That way it's one less thing you can do. So I'm going to go ahead and save it, and if you look up top it says save announcements, and you click that and you get to see and view all. You get to see all of the announcements that you've saved thus far. So this is one way that I like to check in with my students. And it's really great because then the students get to see how their friends are checking in at, and they can even respond with encouragement. If you'd like to change anything, you can always go back and click into it. Or you can always delete it by clicking that trash can button. So the next way we're going to be checking in is in classwork, and we are going to be creating, let's see if we have a topic. We don't, so first let's create a topic for check-ins. Click topic and write check-ins. This organizes everything so your students know exactly where to go to check in. And once you have that topic, you get to go back to create and click question. So this is a really great way to check in. Okay, so on this page I'm going to go ahead and write down check-in 320, how are you feeling and or why. I won't be forcing the students to answer the why, but I will give them instructions. So a 10 is I'm feeling great, 5 is I'm feeling okay, and a 1 is basically I'm not doing so great or I'm not feeling great. I'll give them some further directions. You need to check in with a number, but you can also tell why or explain why. I'm going to go ahead and copy paste this entire section, so when I create another one of these, I can just easily paste it. Check your date, make sure that the students can reply to each other, and you can either ask or schedule. Or save the draft. I'm going to go ahead and ask right away. So it shows up. And as you can see, it didn't go under my topic because I never clicked check-in as my topic, but you can easily just drag it to your topic. If you need to edit or delete or copy link, you can do it from here. So I'm going to go ahead and schedule some other ones. Go back to the question, and I can copy paste that, except I copy pasted the wrong one. So I'm going to go back into my check-in. Look at the question and copy it. And since I'm trying to work more efficiently, I don't want to type in everything all over again for every single day. So I'm going to copy the instructions because they're going to be the same every single day. And I'm simply going to change the date. So check in 321. How are you feeling? And or please explain. so I can keep the points, have the due date, and make sure I change the topic to check-in, and then I can schedule it for the day I'd like to have them check in. Okay, so now that I have some announcements ready to go that are scheduled, I can keep adding to them. That way I don't have to get to those or do those on a daily basis, but I can just have them scheduled at a certain time. And there you go. That's the second way on how to get your students to check in. Okay, the third way we're going to be able to get our students to check in is by clicking assignment. And the title for this is going to be check-in for the month. Now the students have to be really able to track their own on a daily basis. So I'm going to say, please keep track of how you are feeling and update on a daily basis. You are in charge of completing this, and I will periodically check in how you are feeling. And if I see a student not filling this in, then I'll have to go to them and ask them to please fill this in. The grade, I'm going to keep the point system. I'm going to make sure the date is a month from that date, so the students fill it out in the days that I give them. The topic is, again, it's going to be check-in, and this time I'm going to be adding a Google Drive document that I've created, and I'm providing to you to be able to use as well, if you look that in the comment section below. So it's the student check-in. I'm going to go ahead and double click that, and you'll see that it shows up on the bottom. Instead of the first one, go ahead and click students, make a copy for each student, and go ahead and assign that. So here's what that looks like. I'm going to assign that and then check in for the month. Click that, and then click the document, student check-in for the month. Or you can also click view assignment and instructions. Same document. So once you click that, it's going to have this little Excel sheet, or I'm sorry, Google sheet. And the students will just have to change their name where it says write your name, and then there's the date and how are things at home, how are you feeling in general, and is there anything you'd like to let me know, and you just have to change your name where it says Mrs. Davis. And the students are able to use this document to tell me how they are and how they're feeling, and you don't add anything else. That's the third way. So I hope you really enjoyed, and this is where you can find it. You can access the same document, so you don't have to create a new one, in the comment section down below. And that's it, folks. That's 3 ways on how to check in with your students. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that video. Please let me know in the comment section down below if you have any questions or any requests for tutorials. Stay safe!